Three people filed for medical extensions on their moving due to disabilities. The police accepted it, so everybody up on the hill has been granted. Smith Point's been cleaned out except for the personal belongings. The guy's moving tomorrow to Florida. Behind the hospital was pretty well cleaned out, and they're going to go up on the hill tomorrow morning at 9:30 and walk their way through. Some of the people have scattered, some of the people have moved completely off the hill. A lot of trash is getting picked up. There was a gentleman, from what I understand, is going to go through and film when they go through. As an advocate for the street people, when they went up and got their notices, I walked through and made sure everybody was treated polite and, offered services. A lot of people have been offered help in the past, and it's led to dead ends, so everybody's pretty skeptical. So I'm trying to work with these agencies to get them to talk to the people to find out, It's hard to get street people to go indoors, but if you can get some of the people from indoors to come out and talk to these people, maybe we can get some help that way. Cindy Price came down here Monday, dropped off, I believe it was a store-bought cheesecake, got in her vehicle and left.
So no
That
contacts.
was it.
Because she's been assigned to give out contacts.
I believe she volunteered. I don't know if she volunteered or was assigned, but she's supposed to be reaching out and talking to people, and I haven't seen it yet. I hear there were about 11 people that did go into CCA. I did go in Thursday before all the camps were tagged, just to see what the process was like. CCA was real nice. They actually gave me an appointment first thing the very next morning, because I went there Thursday afternoon and they was hooking me up Friday morning at 9 o'clock. But because I was up there with the whole walkthrough with the police and everybody, I took an appointment for Monday morning. And then I went down to Helping Hands, and I found out that they were still in the process of construction. So it'll work for some, others I don't think it'll work. I know there's a lot of people out here that have dogs. I have a cat. I've understood no pet policy. There's couples that would be split apart. They're not up for it. So I don't know. Through Filling Empty Bellies, we were trying to find a building for a daytime drop-in center. A lot of the problems here within Astoria is the street people's presence downtown. But if you're homeless, you wake up in the morning, where do you go? Exactly. It's like, what do you do? So if we had a daytime drop-in center where people could go, and then it's like coffee and showers and laundry if you needed it, and then it would get the people off the street, and then from being there and then Filling Empty Bellies lunch program, they could volunteer, help out in the kitchen or help out around the building, learn things like trades and stuff, network from there, transition to get people off the streets. It's a hands up, not a hands out program. A lot of these other things are all trying to give people hands out, which is nice to know that there are services available, but there's a lot of people out here on the streets. They're either retired, medical conditions, young with no skills. So yeah, I know people that have got off disabilities and got back being functional, just retrained.
Yeah.
So, there are avenues, there are things. What's the magic solution? I have no idea. But I know if the people sitting indoors are scared of the people that are outdoors without even realizing these are all human beings. I've worked hard my whole life. There's other guys that, just like myself. Yeah, if Astoria was hit with the amount, you figure per capita of Astoria, the amount of people. And then you figure the per capita people in Portland versus their homeless ratio. If Astoria had the same thing down here, they wouldn't know what to do. They would be overwhelmed. But if you work with the few that we got and learn how to work and build something out, build some kind of a program that, it's going to be trial and error, but if you don't try, nothing's ever going to happen. I was talking with the lady from Clatsop County when they got that, sold the property and had the $500,000. She thanked me for calling. She says, one thing that's she's always said with the homeless is they're not organized. And if you get organized, you could accomplish a lot of things. So I think it's just a matter of getting people to sit down and listen and come up with real solutions. Then maybe something could happen. I got some people that'll listen. Some people, they hear me, but they're not listening. I don't know.
What's the magic formula, do you think? Is there any... There's probably no magic solution, but...
Affordable housing. I mean, $800 for a bedroom in a house? That's insane. It's cheaper to come up with a business license through the city and rent a store per square foot than it is trying to rent a house. I had a 780 credit score. It's garbage now. I'm not eligible for nothing. I got so many debts, it's insane. I'm just trying to survive now.
Probably going to be a cold winter.
Some people can't wait for the warming center to open up.
That's a week from now.
A lot of the people that were on the hill had been in the warming center on really, really bad days. Some of them have been up there 4 or 5 years. 2 people have left town because of all this. That's it. 2 people.
There's still a lot to do.
Everybody else is just scrambling.
I have a gut feeling I trust the law enforcement because they're the first responders. They're the first one there.
They got good hearts. I mean, they're stuck. Maggie? They're stuck in a hard spot. I'm sure it's not enjoyable for anybody to walk around and say, hey, you can't live here no more. Move on. That'd be a hard thing to do. I mean, everybody's good. Everybody has. When you grew up, I found this out one time. When you grow up and you have the job and you have to stand up for things you don't necessarily believe in, but then it's your job and your career, so you have to do it. Sometimes those are pretty hard times. I mean, it's like your gut strings are tearing at you. You got to stand up and say, hey, you can't do this, but then I'd be doing it. I am doing it. I got swept up in the whole thing. People that I have worked for in the past, they ended up, I get to go indoors in November, or 1st of December, studio apartment, so I'm going to stand in the shower for a lot. I told her, I said, ooh, I'm going to break that sucker in. But I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. Being inside all the time. But I ain't going to give up fighting for these guys.
What do you think being indoors is going to enable you to do better now that you've still got a foot in this community, but you'll be a little more stable?
I think it'd show other people that if I could do it, they could do it. I mean, of course, the whole time I've been out here on the streets, I hustled. I mean, odd jobs. A lot of people out here drinking. I'm out gathering stuff up for my camp. I'm running around like a little squirrel getting prepared. A lot of people weren't prepared for winter. Last year, they burrowed in, they got all set up, got ready to go. As soon as the weather turned, boom, you got to move. Ouch. I mean, it's taking some toll on people. I mean, they were starting to get back on track and doing good, and then all the carpet got swept from underneath of them, and then 360, they're back in the hole. I think if they come up with some land and had affordable little mini housing part of the land property deal, and had a working farm, and then you work on the farm, raise vegetables, work with animals. It all supplies the food chain for the community, and what's left over you could sell on the open market. I mean, if somebody had some money and wanted to invest it and make a difference, that'd be a sure plan. Or like I said, you know, if per capita, the amount of people, if they can't figure out how to work with this amount of people, if they had the same amount that Portland had, these people would be overwhelmed. I mean, it's something that could be worked on, but sitting around talking about statistics, it doesn't seem like that's getting nowhere.